everybody, my name is Victoria, and today we are going to be doing the end of the year book tag. And I have Dusty here with me today because he will not settle for anything less than my lap. So we'll see how long he ends up staying in my lap, but he is just in all kinds of snuggly moods, so we're just going to make it work, huh? This tag, I believe, was created by Ariel Bissett, who I will link her down below, and her original video and also her more recent update. She did an update. See, he's trying to decide if he's gonna stay or go. Are you gonna stay or go? Okay, you're gonna go. Question number 1 in the tag is, are there any books that you started this year that you still need to finish? I am not the kind of person to bounce around books and start a book and then stop reading it, but I will say I have a series that I need to finish, and that would be the Time Quintet series by Madeleine L'Engle, and I need to finish Many Waters and An Acceptable Time to complete the series. This was part of my plan that I started at the beginning of the year to reread a book every month, and I'm a little bit behind because I haven't even started this, and it's November, so I'll probably end up having to read both of these in December is how I'm thinking this is going to play out. But I haven't read these since childhood. It's been an interesting experience. I also reread the Chronicles of Narnia in the first half of the year, and then in the second half of the year I had planned to reread these. So this is definitely a priority. I need to finish these before the end of the year. Question number 2 is, do you have an autumnal book? I like that word, to transition into the end of the year. I'm not much of a seasonal reader. I just kind of read things that I feel like. I guess I could say, what is autumnal? I mean, this is not an autumnal book per se, but The Toll just came in the mail, and I'm really excited to read this. And I had planned on reading this all year long when I realized what the release date was. This was like a fall priority for me. Again, I don't know if I'm going to get to this book really quickly because I have nonfiction November things, and I'm also doing a buddy read right now, and I think both of those things are going to take up the rest of my month. But The Toll is a book that I must absolutely read before the end of the year. I have to do this. I have to. So again, probably December though, because I got ahead of myself with my November reading plans, but that's okay. Question number 3 is there a new release that you're still waiting for? Yes, and maybe 2. I'm not sure yet, but definitely at least 1. I will be picking up Starsight when it comes out at the end of November. I'm currently reading Skyward by Brandon Sanderson in anticipation of Starsight, and I have already pre-ordered Starsight because I knew that I wanted to get to the series as soon as possible because the books are currently being released. And so I'm really liking this a lot. Maybe I'm about a third of the way through, having a lot of fun with it. And so I will definitely be picking up Starsight. I have a tentative plan to read the second book in the, what is it even called? I don't know, but it's the second book in the Children of Blood and Bone series. However, to get to the second book, I need to read the first one. I have not read this yet, so possibly reading this so that I can get to the second one, which I think is called something about Virtue and Vengeance. I can't remember. These titles are too long for my brain to process, but I will put a picture right here of that book. So depending on if I like this book, I will maybe jump into the second one, which I believe is going to be released at the beginning of December. Question number 4 is, what are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? If I had to just pick 3 as priority, I would go with The Toll definitely as number 1. This is getting read. Starsight is going to be read as well. And then third book, I'm going to say Children of Blood and Bone, because I have increasingly been putting this off almost all year long. It has shown up on many TBR videos for me this year, and it never gets read. And so I think I just need to do it, just need to try it out, and make it priority in December. So those 3 books I would say are definitely going to be read by the end of the year. Question number 5 is there a book that could still shock you and become one of your favorite books of the year? My very obvious and repetitive choice for this is going to be The Toll by Neal Shusterman. This is a fantastic series, and I just know that the finale is going to be amazing too, because I have a lot of faith in Neil Shusterman to not let me down. If it does let me down, I'll be really surprised, but I anticipate this being one of my favorite books, if not my favorite book of the year, but I haven't even read a single page of it yet, so what do I know? I cannot predict that yet. And finally, question number 6 is, have you already started making plans for 2020? Yes and no. So here's what happened in my reading life in 2019. I decided to be very strict with myself in 2019, and I had very specific goals. What I found as the year went on was that I didn't give myself much freedom to participate in readathons or have any kind of mood reading in my life. I just set a really specific goal for myself every month. And so one of my goals for 2020 is to let myself relax a little bit in my reading plans, let myself pick up things kind of as it comes, and open up my schedule to participate in more readathons and maybe some different things that I've never participated in before, because that was a big reason I started a YouTube channel, was so that I could participate in the Booktube community, in the readathons, whenever I felt like it, and be part of that whole spiel. So then I guess I could say one of my reading goals is to approach my reading with a little more flexibility and not be so regimented. Something that I did in 2019 that I really want to continue for the rest of my life is rereading books. Rereading one book a month, I think, is something I can keep doing for the rest of my life, and I want to continue that through into 2020. And I'm really excited because one of the series that I was planning on rereading is The Lord of the Rings, and Krista from Books and Jams is actually going to be hosting a readathon. I think she's reading it for the first time, and for me it'll be a reread, but I'm so glad that's happening. It's perfect timing, so I'm going to be jumping into that. And then another goal I have for 2020 is to reread Harry Potter, because I've actually never reread the whole series before. Not since I read them for the first time. Although I think I reread the 7th book for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I reread the 6th book also. I reread, I think, the last 2 books in the Harry Potter series. But I would like to read from the beginning to the end of the series for the first time ever, do a reread. So those are my really only goals for 2020. And I feel really happy about that. I just want to be able to have more freedom month to month to pick up whatever I feel like, and also to knock some of these books out that I have been hanging on to and just collecting and not getting through very quickly. So I have a lot of books on my shelves that are unread. In 2020, I would love to just start knocking out a lot more of those. So those are my reading plans tentatively for 2020. So what about you? Do you have reading plans for the new year? Are you having a good reading year? Are you excited about the future? What do you think about some of these books that I talked about today? I would love to talk to you in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching my video and supporting my channel. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Keep reading great books, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.